We've grown 300% this last year, which no one's done. We've got a real cool sales ladder there. Pick up the phone.
Making that time meaningful.
Brilliant, brilliant, like literally amazing.
Prove you can help someone by actually helping them.
Welcome to the Fake Marketer, everybody.
Good afternoon.
Welcome.
Welcome back, everyone.
Welcome.
Welcome, everyone.
Welcome.
It's not going to make sense to anybody who's watching.
No, you right?
We've got something in the corner over there, haven't we?
Yeah, a hermit.
What's your name?
What?
What's your name?
Why are you such a weirdo?
What's your name?
Come on,
What's your name?
talk to me.
What?
What's your name?
Why are you asking me? You better not put me on.
Why?
So, for people that are listening, that's Nick's son.
Yeah, first day of work experience today.
Yeah.
Done a bit of editing.
Bit of Felix B. And he's locked in.
Yeah.
How do you know?
I'm good, thank you. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think what we should talk about today is anything. You did a big talk last week, didn't you?
Standard.
Another day.
But to be fair, it was a very good talk. I wasn't there, but the interview. Do you want to describe it and what it was about? Can I just? Shall I start with just the fact that a bit of arrogance, I suppose, from us as an agency is the fact that we're in a downturn, we're in a recession. It's hard.
I don't think I'd use the word arrogant.
All right, it's hard out there, isn't it?
Yeah, it's really tough.
But what's your talk about?
My talk, the actual name of the talk was how to build a new biz machine.
Nice. A biz machine.
New business.
New business machine.
Sorry, that's how it was labelled on the new biz.
Yeah. New biz machine.
Trendy.
All the kids say.
Yeah, new business machine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This was a different talk to the one I was at.
Yeah, different one, Michael.
You
Another
went there,
week.
just another
Yeah,
one,
just,
another day.
another day.
And then a whole new talk as well. You
Another-
came up with it and-
I actually did on the fly, yeah, I had to.
Did you have to stand up and do a presentation talk or anything?
Well, it was supposed to be like a Q&A, but it didn't really work out like that.
So what
I was just
like,
talking.
So Esca, like bit Piers Morgan being interviewed.
Similar, but I just went off really.
Yeah. Did they
Yeah.
ask you any emotional questions?
No emotional ones. I went into a lot of detail.
Yeah. Okay.
Pretty annoyed a few people. But before we go on, Nick,
Yeah.
give the people what they want.
Yeah.
What marketing have you seen this week that's, which has piqued your interest?
Okay. A little friend of ours, actually, who's been on this podcast before, Neil Patel.
Oh, Big Neil.
Know what Neil Patel received?
Oh, no, he hasn't.
Were you viewing this?
Oh, I bet you were so upset.
A little video of Neil Patel saying, "Thanks for my free pots and pans, hex clad."
That's amazing.
So pick.
As if Neil Patel has been sent hex clad.
Oh,
He's even in the studio, look.
He's in like a brand.
He's even been brought into the kitchen to say thank you.
Were you fuming when you saw that?
Oh, that's a little bit
You actually
annoyed.
admit.
But I actually did right at hex clad. So I got all my pans.
I'm waiting for this. Go on.
So one of them, you can understand that I'm very, I'm not chiseling away at these things. These are like gold. They're precious, okay? And I picked one up and I was like, it looks like someone's actually had a go. Like, basically someone's come along and stirred with the biggest, sharpest metal object they can on multiple occasions. And I was like, well, I've not done that. He hasn't done it. So went back to them and said, this is the issue. They said, no problem, we'll replace that for you. Keep the old one. And they only delivered 2.
So you got 3 now?
Got 3 of them.
Oh, 3.
So one's gone in the loft. The other one's going to be a present.
What was I going to ask then?
What?
I love the old one.
Can have it when I finish with it.
What do you mean when you finish with it?
Well, the new one's going to my eldest for his birthday. Because he's into cooking now. He's actually into cooking.
Yeah. Well, he's going to be, isn't he?
You know how all
Yeah.
he is just eating beige? Is it yellow and carbohydrate?
Oh my God, yes. And he couldn't have them touching him when they were on the plate.
He spends an hour every night cooking different meals.
Of course
So
he is.
he's getting that.
Okay.
And I'm going to use the old one until it's not unusable and then move. So I'm afraid there's nothing for you.
No,
You've
no.
still got my coat anyway.
How long does that warranty?
Yeah.
How long does that warranty whether replace it last?
A
Well,
lifetime.
it's a lifetime guarantee, but I don't know what they cover.
Yeah, because surely if you use like 20,
This didn't.
20 years, then
This didn't fall under their guarantee. This was oh, that shouldn't have happened. It did. You must have been using the wrong thing. I haven't. So I don't know what constitutes a lifetime guarantee. Like if you're holding it and the handle falls off.
Yeah.
Don't know.
They've got to have some, otherwise they're just sending out thousands of pounds.
Exactly. So yeah. So Neil Patel, that's my advert.
Okay.
So it's, yeah, well, it is an advert. It is an advert enough for me to get my attention.
Okay.
What about yourself?
Well, I did have one, and I've just changed my profile before I came down here because Rosie asked me to do something, and I don't get signal in this room, do I?
So now you can't find it.
I've got one.
I've got Michael.
Can I borrow the one?
Yeah, you can do this one.
Oh.
Sorry.
Welcome back. I'm a bit annoyed because I saw it and I thought I was like, you know, the first to discover it, and then I saw lots of people talking about it, and then I saw Ollie from Nonsensical talk about it, and I was like, I feel now like it's a bit cheapened, but I think they're for Central Houston Nissan. I don't know if you've seen these.
No.
They do these. Their whole page is just
Parodies, is that right?
basically.
They take.
Hey folks, come to Central Houston Nissan, where you get your lifetime warranty on new and used.
Brilliant.
So anything that's happened in normal TikTok things, that just describe what happened.
Yeah, there's loads of them. They're all getting like. Here's another one. This one's a good one. I think this is the one I first saw.
Come get knocked out here at Central Houston Nissan.
That's all it is.
Well, it's well edited, isn't
Come
it?
get knocked out
Yeah.
here.
There's one where a guy
Brilliant.
like.
Brilliant. Like literally amazing.
Well edited.
There's another one where a guy like rolls on the floor, but I can't remember which one.
That's
it
right,
was.
Michael. I think we've got the gist of it.
Yeah.
These are good.
They're all like the same sort of vibe.
So it seems to be a bit. Of a.
I think they've only started doing it recently though, because back here, these are not that. But then randomly one day they just did it.
No, they're good.
3,000 likes.
Yeah, really
So,
good.
Like, oh, sorry, I didn't actually explain what's happening there. They're sort of like editing in videos of people getting into like accidents or falling over or something, and then they're editing it into Houston Nissan.
Houston, listen.
What did I say?
I don't know.
Oh, Nissan, that's the American.
I don't know.
Nissan.
I don't know.
No,
Seems like one of our clients that we send dates to every single month.
No, Nissan is the American.
I had a new burger the other day, a McDonald's. McDonald's. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, no, I like that, Michael. You've done well there.
This is the first one I ever saw.
I've seen that. So I saw someone else do that where he rolls off, and then the next clip is him then getting into a restaurant and they pass him his dinner. It's like,
Yeah, I just thought whoever did that, very clever.
Yeah.
And Ollie from Nonsensical likes them, so they've got 4 million likes now, so
Nice.
They've
Yeah,
done
good. Okay.
there you go, that's all.
Yeah, I like that. I'm going to hold it off there.
well done. You'll add yours next week.
I can't find it anyway.
Yeah.
It's because do you know what it is? Because I tag too much stuff to remember it.
I like it.
Yeah.
So have we got any clip? Was your thing last week filmed?
No, but there was a photographer in there.
Why? What was the rolling eyes with the photographer?
Of course there was. The pap got me.
You should have taken Mike.
No, I'd already had them that week.
Yeah. So okay, so let's take
So we've
bit,
sorry.
bit of context into this then. Otherwise, the podcast just could be without video clips that we've just watched. So you got invited down. How many thousands of people were there watching?
So a little bit more context to it. So what are we now? March. Pretty early December, late December, sometime in December. Agency hackers were doing reached out to me and asked, because of our growth, can you jump onto a call and talk us through it? So I was like, okay, yeah, I'll jump on a call. And spoke to Sophie and just told her what we do, basically. There was no like buttering it up or anything, just was really transparent in terms of like what we do, a bit of our sales ladder. And she loved it. It was like, look, would you be up for speaking at our growth summit? Absolutely.
On how you grew quickly as an agency.
Yeah, and how we've grown 300% this last year, which no one's done.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, yeah, we'll do that. Hold my coat.
Love it.
Yeah. But it's really nice. So like, I actually, and obviously you know because of the talks I
Did you
do.
do like practicing how you're going to walk on stage and stuff like that?
No, that. But what I was, but I normally do like decks, don't I, presentations, and I sort of learn them. But so I was like, you sure you don't need it? For no, just turn up. And I'm like, oh, what have I said? You know when you sort of start second guessing that, have I said something that's wrong or which is incorrect, all the rest of it. But no, so went to the summit, which is cool, and then I came in, and it was pretty 100 odd people in there, and they wanted to hear about how we're growing. But they were all other agency owners. They're all like agency owners or people in sort of senior leadership teams of those agencies, and wanted to hear our story. So, what was interesting was when I first walked in, I said, look, I want to be really sort of candid about this. Every single person in this room has got more experience working in an agency than I have. Like we've been doing this like 3 and a bit years. Like, so all of you have got more experience. So whatever I say, take with a dose of salt, because it's worked for us, but it might not work for you.
Yeah.
Which was quite nice. But then they asked about obviously how we got into it, which I went over on the data. But the bit they were really interested in was around our sort of sales ladder. So what typically happens with an agency, as you know, people will know, is that you try and get the biggest and best clients from day one. Yeah, every agency wants it. The problem is there's only so many Cokes in the world.
Yeah.
And I'm a big believer that although we want the Cokes and the Nissans and other people of that ilk, actually you're unlikely to get them early days. So you've got to take on clients that aren't very good for you.
Yeah.
That's the reality. Like, I don't care who says it. I know if you read all these books and all these agency communities, they're all the same. You know, you want good clients, not bad clients. No, but you still got to feed your families. That's the reality to it.
Yeah.
So I spoke about the podcast, and I referenced you actually quite a bit in it, in talking about the podcast. And I said, honestly, I've got this business partner. I said, he comes to me with this podcast idea, and I was like, talk about ego. I said, literally, this guy, I said, he wanted a podcast, and I was like, so against him. I said, you know what? God, I was so wrong. I said, it worked a treat. I said, it took 50, 60, 70 episodes, but we started getting a load of inbound leads. And I was on the phone with these people that, were great, but they weren't ready for an agency. So it's only when I was on the phone to someone in America, early hours, thought actually maybe we could set something up, and obviously we came up with the ads clinic, wasn't it? Which is rather than
Was the ad clinic not already created at that point, wasn't it?
No,
was it discussions after Mark? Was it?
Yeah. This was before Mark.
Yeah, no. Oh, right, yeah, but the ads clinic was created essentially for Mark.
No.
Oh, right.
Mark came in straight to the agency.
Oh, really?
It was before Mark, pre-Mark, because it was a girl I spoke to, and she was based out of Colorado, I think it was. And,
yes, you're right. Yeah,
and
she said you should look at doing this.
I came off and I was like, oh my God, I've got an idea.
You set up an ad.
Yeah. So it was her, and I thought actually we could still extract value from these customers and give them the right value they need, but not affect us as an agency, which is where the ads clinic came in, which is you can book in 2 hours or 4 hours a month with one of the team, and they can help you run your ads, and sort of 1 of 3 things are going to happen. You run the ads for a certain amount of time, you become really successful, like some of our clients have, and then you come on to be an agency client, which is perfect. You upskill internally so much that you want to keep it in-house, and you don't need the ads clinic, which is great. You're still using Meta and Facebook ads.
20% we convert, don't we?
Yeah. Or they realise the business isn't right and they shut it down, which actually, for a lot of people, they need to hear that bloody sooner rather than get stung by a load of agency fees. So it's a really nice way. But what was lovely is that obviously, as we've seen, we've got the podcast, which is free. And on there, we've got a little advert of, hey, if you want help with your Facebook ads, come and go here. You then have a consultation call with them. They come onto the ads client, and then they come onto the agency. So we've got a real cool sales ladder there. No agency has that. Because all they do is, let's go and propose, no, don't spend enough for us, not enough. Well, there's value there. It's just giving them the right value for them. And obviously with Rupert, that's going to be a ring below the ads clinic. That's going to be podcast, Rupert, the ads clinic, the agency.
Yeah.
So we've got a full sales ladder there. And sales ladders are typically sort of service-based, aren't they? Or courses or or all the rest of it. No one's done it as an agency, whereas we have. And thus far has worked really, really well.
It's sales ladder, value ladder. It's taking that typical thing and how do you put it to this? How do you put it to our industry? And it does work, absolutely. But even if it's not the podcast coming before Rupert, and Rupert's the one that that's another starting point, isn't it?
Yes. Yeah, because it's hard to get, like, especially if it's Facebook ads, you're spending a lot of money. Like, I've just come off the call with them. With weirdly, okay, so Jeff, shout out to Jeff, Ledge. He's got a vasectomy clinic in Australia, listened to the podcast, came to Yaz Clinic, now is an agency client.
A good agency client.
A good agency client. He's now referred us to a vasectomy clinic in Nevada and Utah. He's basically, James, there's my budget, can you just do what you've done for Jeff?
And how many more of those are across the rest of other states in America?
Nick, there's balls everywhere.
We're going to be like the vasectomy agents.
Yeah, but it's a sector, isn't it? It's like gyms, anything. I mean, the vasectomy sector is one you probably didn't think was going to be the one, but it's a niche market. The advertising's on point. People come in because they want it. Create the whole... And the thing is, it's a big system, isn't it? It's a big infrastructure that we got that we're building for Jeff. Considering he just to be fair, he did very well at building a good infrastructure through his Zap, all his Zaps. But he was using Gmail, or still is until now, Gmail and all this sort of stuff. So it's pretty nasty from that point of view. We moved him over to Klaviyo. But it is, I mean, so you're talking about $600 a month has turned into, not far off, you've 10x'd it, haven't we?
He's a great client. Absolutely great client. Guy's an absolute ledge. But he then refers to, obviously, them. So suddenly, from that one initial free bit of value we've given in...
Free value.
Look at what's come from it.
As Frank Kern says, prove you can help someone by actually helping them. Which is true, isn't it? That's all we're doing. All we do is just give...
So what was that, Nick? Say that again?
Prove you can help someone by actually helping them.
Rather than saying, like, hey, I can help you if you sign up to my...
So, you just give them free content. It's just free content.
Well, this is all this is. I don't know who we're helping, but...
Yeah, but with the whole, we've always said with the other podcast is the fact that I've gone into calls and I see them building it as I've said to build it, or like the 7-day stack, and people, I've used that 7-day stack, or I've used that Omni 8. It's mad, isn't it?
You love that 7-day stack.
Haven't used it for a long time, actually.
Who not?
You start bringing that
No,
back.
in terms
Try
of
that again.
naming it after like you, so it like goes on. And it's
The
like,
Boddington.
We had this. Jake had this. Or you need to call it like the Boddington something.
Boddington
I
7.
just don't know if
The
that's...
Boddington stack.
Don't know. But
Makes it
yeah.
sound like a breakfast.
But it's about giving value, and I don't think... I mean, do you see any value coming out of any other agencies and stuff in that with you?
Yeah.
Education. I mean, we
No,
see it
there is. There
we see
is.
it from my point of view, of do this in your ads. But I think the thing is where I stay. To be fair, I stay quite basic on the education or the value I give, simply because, like everything, or so many different examples I can't think of right now. But there are a lot more people.
There's so many things going through my head right now.
I can't even think. If I go to what I see on LinkedIn is most people are going for that quite in-depth stuff that I would understand, but there's only a small amount of top media buyers.
Yeah, but...
And there's loads of people who the ads clinic, which is why we just love the ads clinic. Well, we know it's got so many legs, is because that's so many people have got that price point down to a T. Like, upstairs we've got our client that's still paying us through the ads clinic. Those ads have turned around again and actually come back down. Because we put in some new creative, and it's just having that understanding that something's then going to come. You get it back into place.
Yeah.
But again, it's helping them. You're giving them value, and all I do on that podcast is just tell people exactly how to do it. And all someone needs to do with a value ladder is, if they go, yes, that worked, but he can do it now, and I'll just pay him to do it. What are you laughing at?
No, sorry. It's because who was it you the other day called him? It was you. I wonder where Nick Poddington is.
Poddington. Have you made an edit of that and brought in? Have you done that?
You're not onto that episode yet.
He's behind anyway. Don't start him bad clips.
Well, you got Mr. Catchup over there.
I'm not that bad.
You
are. You're week behind.
Not really.
You are. You use 3 edits a week. You only had 1 last week.
Yeah, but you put it out. So.
Well, yeah, because I only had 1.
Yeah, you still put it out.
Yeah, Nick Poddington. Yeah, sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry.
But they work. I think the thing is with that, James, is just that it's the consistency
Yes, Nick.
of how
No, you're
long
right.
it takes to get something before you actually start getting traction.
So, back to me
Yeah.
and this talk.
You put it to me.
All right, no.
You said something nice, actually, which I'll take that as a compliment.
Yeah, no, it was a compliment. Yeah, I compliment you a lot. When you're asleep. So yeah, went through the sales ladder, but then I saw, right, I want to caveat that with everything, which is there's some basic stuff you as agency owners that I see, I think are just full of
And what was that?
pick up the phone. Like, and I use the example. So when I go to London, I typically walk. But between meetings and stuff, I'll walk from Marylebone to the first, depending on where it is, let's just, all right? But let's say it's a 20-minute walk. I'll be on my phone the entire time, trying to get hold of people.
Yeah.
I made 14 phone calls from where I was to King's Cross. I also stopped for some food. I made 14 phone calls. Granted, only 1 person answered. 14 people have gone, oh, James is trying to call me.
Yeah, yeah.
Nobody else would do
But
that.
that's a sales background. So would you say that these other agency owners that were in that particular meeting, are they coming from non-sales? Are they coming from like graphic design, website design?
They are.
But unfortunately, you need sales in there. But does the salesperson that you hire, does he have a, excuse my language, does he give a shit enough to be on a phone call make 14 phone calls while he's walking to his next meeting?
Potentially on. We'll never know the answer to that.
No.
But my caveat was, even if you are from a graphic design background, you know, a PPC background, whichever that is, and you've created an agency because you're good at it, you need to learn different skills. And I'm not talking about cold calling here. I'm talking about people that are in my network who I know, right, I've got 20 minutes, 25 minutes to kill. If I get one of them on the phone, I know I can grab them for 20 minutes and try and get some stuff out of them.
Yeah.
You know, Chris at Switch or,
Yeah.
you know, JD or whomever it is. Again, trying to get some value from them.
Yeah.
But I've got a small window to do it in. I could have just walked there, couldn't I?
Yeah.
Or I could have gone on the Bakerloo line and just
You're using the time that you have accessible and making that time meaningful
yeah, exactly
and
that.
productive.
But they were shocked. They laughed. They're like, as if I'm like, but that's my point.
Did you give an example of how many, was that 14 on the way to walking to the do?
Yeah.
So you said on the way here from me getting off the train,
Yeah.
I've called 14 people.
Yeah.
How many of you called on the way here this morning? They've probably gone, oh. But look, do you know what I mean? It's like,
Yeah, and I'm not expecting, like, I'm not, no, that isn't like a, oh, look at me type thing. It's just I'm limited with time. And, you know, we've got to, you know, without stating the obvious here, everyone needs to get paid at the end of the month. Like, that's the reality to it.
yeah.
Like,
And
that
as
20
you grow,
minutes,
it doesn't ever stop because...
the bills get bigger.
Yeah, bills get bigger, the agency gets bigger, more wages. Yes, sales teams might grow, but then they've got to be a good sales team, haven't they? We've seen all that before.
Yeah, we have. So talk about cold calling and just picking up the phone. And I said cold calling, I'd just pick up the phone. And what's been lovely, actually, even today, and you can reference this, Michael, in your little edit. I've had a few people actually, if you go on to Rob Dando on LinkedIn.
Like Jill Dando.
Hopefully not.
I'm not laughing at the circumstance, I'm laughing at your comment.
So he did a post today. Oh, there you go.
Revolutionising B2B marketing.
Good guy, really nice guy, Rob is. So if you go down, post, no. That one, yeah, there you go.
Had another mad week.
Yeah, that one, yeah. I was most looking forward to hearing from James Urquhart's talk at the Agency Hackers event, and his forthright and straight-talking session was as good as I had hoped. The takeaway point, pick up the phone.
Something I always believed in as well. Meeting for real and speaking as humans is always going to be the best way to build relationships and win work. So here is me wandering around my office this morning doing just that. Why do I find myself pacing around? No idea, but it seems like the best way to use a mobile phone, keeping it truly mobile. Do you do the same? How many people commented? What are their comments? I, for one, can vouch for the power of pacing. I excited. Pick up the phone. Yeah, but there you go, look. You've helped create a conversation, James. You've changed his morning, and you've helped another 4 people think about that subject.
And 24 reactions.
So I've inadvertently touched 24 people.
Yeah.
Plus Rob, 25. But again, so that was one of the things I really wanted people just to sort of start thinking about is, do they pick up the phone enough? And I don't think enough people do it. Even in our business, I truly don't believe that. So picking up the phone. Then I went on to, then I got onto LinkedIn, where I touched on it. Just
Based on the other conversation.
give a little sprinkle of my thoughts. So there's this thing in, we spoke about the other day,
Yeah.
agency life, hashtag.
Yeah.
Right.
Hashtag growing it.
Yeah.
Hashtag. What is it?
Yeah. So I basically said, look, just stop this selfie like your clients don't want to see it. Your mate in this room as an agency owner might, but I just don't believe your prospects or your clients want to see it. Got a few laughs.
Or the person who on the way there were grinding.
Yeah, it's hard. Like I get it. There's personal brand, all that stuff. But so I sprinkled a bit of that, and then I went on about networking. So I also touched on these networking events. Weirdly, a lot of the one I was at, but basically saying that if you're going to the same network events, with the same people,
And you're on the 5th one and nothing's come out of it.
how like.
Well,
You're only speaking to the people you speak to every time, you're not actually networking.
Well, you're not networking, you're just there for a jolly with your mates. Like, it's ridiculous.
Yeah.
And again, it happens so often in this agency world. And I get it. People are trying to support each other because it's tough and it's tricky. But yeah, I did sort of give a little sprinkle of that.
What do people think of that?
I think where I got the most engagement was, because I went off for just a bit of a rant, I think, at times where I was like, because that was it. Because a guy had asked, do you think because you've specialised in Facebook ads, that's why you've grown so much? And I was like, potentially. But I did say, let's be honest, this full service lark. And I said, actually, well, before I go off, who here is a full service agency? So I've seen a few people put their hands up. And I said, well, the reality is, are you? Because you've got to be pretty big
To do everything.
to do everything really good. We're not full service. We don't do PPC, we don't do SEO, all that stuff. But everyone seems to. And that got a few laughs. Probably hurt a few people as well.
Do you think it is that we've kept to specialising in, because everyone is a PPC agency, but like someone said to us before, there's not that many agencies who do Facebook ads really well as an agency. Do you think that's our way in is a good way in? Would we have more competition if we were to say, okay, our way in is PPC, but you're up against 8 agencies every time you pitch?
You're going to win some, you lose some, aren't you? I think PPC agencies, there's many social media agencies which we're pitching against.
Yeah.
It's just the nature of the beast. There's enough work there for everybody. I think it helps, but then on the flip side of that, some of the larger accounts we've got do want some additional services which we don't offer.
Yeah.
PPC, they want SEO, they want CRO. I get it, but we don't offer it. Which is why, because some of the partner agencies we work with, for example, Circus up at Leeds, for them, it's advantageous for them to put us in our pictures and vice versa, because with Google Ads, really, you need a social presence. So it makes sense for Paul and the guys up there, very kindly, have passed us so much work recently, and it's amazing for them to do that. Yes, we're doing a good job, but obviously it helps them out. For us, Google Ads is a bit of it doesn't really add much value to us, really, because we do the social to search stuff, which is fine, but it's not changing the game for us. Whereas if you're running Google Ads, having a social presence is quite important.
Yeah.
So it's not a massive, it's not a biggie for us, really, is it?
Yeah. Yeah, the emails are good for us, isn't it? Sitting on the back of social, it's a full lead gen thing, isn't it?
Email and also creative.
Yeah.
We're doing the website at the moment, and we've brought it down to 3 core services: paid social, email marketing, creative. really simple. That's our three areas of focus.
Yeah.
Something we've put onto our new website, which is we're the UK's only fully focused agency.
Fully focused.
Yeah, because not full service, full focus.
Yeah.
So again, it's just it's a play on it, but again, we focus on those areas. We don't focus on every area. We focus on those areas.
Yeah.
So I want to bring that more in terms of our ethos and how we're perceived online. So that okay, social, you need to speak to those guys because we fully focus on that one area, not again jack of all trades, master of none.
Yeah. Good. Nice.
What else was I doing being a legend last week? I'd give it a little shout out, actually. So, finished the talk, and obviously, let's crowds, Michael. I don't know raptures. There were some really nice questions, actually, and some lovely feedback. But, so I'm there talking to this lady, Annika Digital. Can't remember her name, but I remember the company. And this guy is hanging about with a hat on. I was like, he looks a bit shady, this guy with a hat on. No one else is wearing a hat. And he come over, and as he's probably where Nick was, I went, John Keating. So this is a data guy back from the day,
10
Michael.
years ago, isn't it?
LBM, what an absolute genius. So his data company is called Data Broker. Obviously, where I'm at, he used to buy a lot of our fleet data back in the day. And he then set up, weirdly, it was as if we were on the phone to each other. He set up a full service agency called Dark Horse in Manchester. We obviously set up Less Than Social.
Yeah, I remember at the time he was like, he set one up, yeah.
Literally carbon copy. We're doing the same amount. Literally, you couldn't parallel. It was weird. It was really strange. But I spoke to him around obviously his challenges. But what was lovely, because he's come from a data background in terms of selling, LBM back in the day were,
Masters.
Cutthroat, weren't they? But because of his background, he literally said, this is amazing. He also said, don't tell all your secrets away. This is why we're winning so much work.
Yeah, but that's what he's getting work for the same reason, sales orientated.
Yeah, because it's very much look, the team in the background, your lot running the ads, amazing. But you've got to be, really, sales and commercially driven up front. Otherwise,
The thing is, like he said though, don't give away your secrets. It's how many people are actually going to take away and actually do what they've taken away. See what I mean?
Yeah, and to be fair, we're all
habits, don't they?
We're all guilty of that, aren't we? Oh, we'll do this, whether it's an ice bath every day or something
Still
else.
doing it though.
Yeah, okay. I'm waiting for that little bite. It's all right.
Still doing it.
Don't wink at me. Yeah, we're guilty. So although yes, but even if you took one thing away from that talk, like the talk on Tuesday, you're a winner, aren't you? You take something away. But yeah, it was a good. It was nice to be showing that we're doing the good things here, which is good. We get things wrong, of course we do, like everyone. But it was nice to be put on a pedestal for 40 minutes. Had some good questions.
Good.
Yeah.
Good for you. Good play.
Good for me.
No, not being. No, it was good.
Good. Is that it? Are we going to do that?
Up,
I have one more thing.
Yeah.
I made when we did, I just got to edit in, the one we did where you came up with fit food.
Okay.
Where you wanted to get people to send in their stuff.
Yeah.
I made us an email if people want to send in stuff.
Okay.
So it's if people want to ask us any questions or send in their businesses for advice, they can email helpusfakemarketer@gmail.com.
Okay.
So I will do clips and stuff where I might try and push it a bit more, but if we push it, you never know, we might get some people.
We could email people. You could ask Rosie to email it to all our clients.
Yeah, there you go.
All past clients. All the marketing. We got the event on Thursday. Get people to do it there.
That's all.
Oh, that's cool. I'd love to think. I'd love to get loads. But we don't get many listens. I spoke about this podcast actually, just before we go off at a tangent and bugger off. I told them we get no listens on this. And they're like, why do you keep doing it? I said, well, 2 reasons. I said, we will in the future. I said, secondly, I get so many watch time on LinkedIn.
Yeah,
I said, it's
clips.
worth it. I said, all of you here today will probably follow me on LinkedIn. I said, you're going to start seeing my videos on LinkedIn. Not because I've posted them today, just because the algorithm's picked up and you'll start seeing
And
seeing.
is it the clips that you get the most of?
Yeah, huge views, huge watch times. Over 5 hours each one.
Yeah.
But it's a long tail. You know,
Yeah, yeah.
things aren't going to convert tomorrow. That's the thing. So whatever you do with this stuff, it's all upfront cost. That's the problem with this stuff. It's just like it's
Value.
yeah, that's the reality. But they're more interested in the podcast, really. That's what I mean. Pick up the phone, free, because I've got a phone. They're more interested in about a bloody podcast. Forget the podcast, pick up the phone.
Exactly.
But yeah, there you go. Well, Nick, it's been so nice having you on.
It's come to that time again, isn't it?
Nick, honestly. Nick.
It's sad. I hate goodbyes. We've done
Yeah.
that before, haven't we?
Yeah.
It's old. Yeah, I'm pleasure. to
Cheers,
see you.
Nick. Cheers.
Thanks.
Appreciate
Bye
it.
now. Bye, everyone.